On the 62nd floor of this New York skyscraper.
I just finished with Irving, but he has assured me that he'll have it finished this weekend.
Property developer Don Peebles is one of the richest African Americans in the United States, with an estimated net worth of $700 million. So as he admires his view of Manhattan, what he really sees are dollar bills.
I see capitalism first. I see the massive amount of development and the massive amount of people working and doing business. It reminds you of how America was built based upon capitalism. And then I see great opportunity.
Originally from Washington and the son of a mechanic, he became a real estate agent at 22 years old. He bought his first building shortly after and was a millionaire by the time he turned 30. He is now wealthier than both Barack Obama and Will Smith.
I grew up during a time of transition in America, during the civil rights movement in the United States. And so I got a very good sense that anything was possible. What I've accomplished in terms of business has been far greater than what my expectations were. Okay? All right, talk to you later.
Peebles has constructed buildings and even entire neighborhoods across the country. He's been nicknamed the Black Donald Trump. He is part of the elite. And his apartment is clear proof of his success. Over 600 meters squared, decorated with works of art, 3 bedrooms, a huge dressing room for his wife, and a 360-degree view of Manhattan. This home is anything but average and is valued at $35 million. Don Peebles has become one of America's most powerful businessmen.
How are you?
But he keeps his priorities in check, squeezed in between 2 meetings, his weekly lunch date with his wife, Katrina.
Okay, so we're going to 138 Lafayette.
They first met when the businessman was 27 years old. He had just made his first $1 million.
I was driving in Washington through an area and saw her jaywalking the street, and so I introduced myself, and the next day I invited her to New York, and she came with me, and then the rest is history.
Did you ever feel any scrutiny to marry a white woman?
No, I mean, I married who I loved. Again, I'm multicultural and multiracial, so I think people should date and marry who they love, regardless of race, gender, etc.
A New York fairy tale and a relationship that's lasted for 27 years. Today, they've chosen to meet in one of the city's most chic French restaurants. Katrina is a 54-year-old former model from the American white bourgeoisie. Now a businesswoman, she is completely devoted to her husband and their 2 children.
30 years ago, I met my husband and I explained his character and his demeanor to my mother. She said, if you marry a fisherman, don't be surprised if he goes fishing. And I've kept that with me all my life because he is a consummate business person. He's an entrepreneur, so there's no on and off button.
An understanding wife, perfectly suited to the real estate magnate.
It's a nice way to break the afternoon up, and as I kind of gear into the weekend. Plus, she's also active in our business, and so we've got a couple of business things to work on. So it gives us a chance to catch up personally a little bit, but also business-wise as well.
Business always.
Yes.
Don Peebles is constantly working, almost every day of the year, the price to pay for being one of the wealthiest men in the country. There are more and more African-American millionaires just like Don Peebles. In fact, the number has doubled in the past 25 years. Now, 1 in 50 black families are millionaires. The result? The explosion of a new bourgeoisie.
$5,000, we built the company to be a multi-million-dollar business.
The second largest millionaire community, just behind white Americans. But the country carries a heavy history of slavery and segregation.
Slavery never really ended, it just became more modernized.
In the eyes of the general public, the few well-known wealthy African Americans tend to be sportsmen, politicians, or musicians.
You ain't African American queen. That's a fact.
But far away from Los Angeles and its Hollywood stars, there is a different black elite, one that's on the rise. An upper class representing 3% of the African American population. This may not seem like much, but it includes nearly 1.5 million people.
The city brings black excellence, period.
So how is this new bourgeoisie taking power What is the secret to their success? Some entrepreneurs are creating community businesses to form collaborations.
To turn the table and say, no longer will we buy white, but it's time for us to buy black.
Whilst others make the conscious effort to stay within the black community in all areas of life.
I prefer her to date a black person. I want her to date a black person.
Far from the familiar sports grounds and rap videos, in the heart of an unsung America is black excellence.
Beautiful fall day, isn't it?
Reminds me of the September weather when we got married.
The Peebles family is on their way to New York's most elegant suburb, the Hamptons, for a relaxing weekend, the privileged landmark of the ultra-wealthy. Traveling in style in their Maserati, the couple arrive at their $12 million mansion.
Let's go get something to eat. You ready for lunch? Grab a bite. After you.
Their employees get to work in the kitchen. Wherever they spend their time, the couple have full-time staff to assist them.
What's going to happen?
But despite his success, Don Peebles has always been aware of his skin color.
Americans don't associate African Americans with wealth because they want a very simplistic answer. So if they see an athlete or someone who's an entertainer, they're comfortable with them being wealthy. I think it's more unusual to see wealth in the business world be diverse. Nothing about me fits the stereotype of what an average American expects.
But they're lazy. And so it would be better to say, oh, well, she's the blonde Barbie doll. Let's put her in this box. You know, he's an African-American entertainer. We understand that. There have been others. So we'll put him in that box.
I don't live like the typical entertainer. I don't live like a rapper. I don't live like a athlete.
Oh, you're very good at some sports.
But I think I live in a more elegant, more established way, and it just doesn't fit.
Don Peebles represents less than 1% of the population, a discreet, non-flashy kind of wealth. But the businessman does have one guilty pleasure: cars.
I didn't get a Ferrari until I was, in my 30s, because I felt that the car portrayed an image of a less serious person. And unfortunately, so being young, and then of course being a minority, in addition to that, made me much more conscious about how people would judge me. I got to a certain point I really wanted comfort, so I started buying Aston Martins. I was always kind of like uncomfortable, say, with getting a Rolls Royce, which was always the most comfortable of all the cars. So I'd met the president of Rolls Royce at a dinner. He let me borrow a Phantom. So ultimately, I bought a Phantom convertible. So it's meant to be to get in kind of gracefully, and especially if someone's wearing a gown or something like that. And then you're in, and then you can just push a button here, and I can lower the Spirit of Ecstasy, and then I can raise it. This is my little guilty pleasure, if you will.
An expensive hobby. These three cars cost almost $1 million put together, a barely significant sum for Don Peebles, who continues to grow his fortune from behind closed doors. Over the past 25 years, the number of black millionaires like Don Peebles has doubled, and among them, some have achieved an even more impressive feat, making their fortunes in predominantly white and primarily conservative states, such as Dallas, Texas. Psyche Terry is the creator of a cosmetics brand. She is currently worth $10 million.
Good morning, everyone. Hey, good morning.
Having achieved millionaire status, she is now a symbol of the new black American dream.
Yay, let me see. Oh my God, they're so pretty. Like, seriously, this is my new logo. This isn't just...
Whilst her brand is primarily geared towards black women, Psyche Terry is inclusive. Her office is filled with a diverse group of employees.
We employ white people, black people, Latina people, Asian people. We'll take anyone that has a heart that beats at the same drum as our heart.
10 years ago, with just $40 in her pocket, she decided to establish herself in the cosmetics world, an industry that produces over $1 billion each year in the United States.
I couldn't find natural, healthy products on the market. So being a black woman with black skin, my skin is dry. My hair is dry. I come out dry. I wake up dry. I go to bed dry. So I have to always put things on me. It's like going out in the rain. You need a raincoat. It's just the fact of being a black woman in my skin. So I decided to use things that were in my own kitchen.
With resounding success, Psyche's products are now sold nationwide, a veritable triumph, with the help of her husband, Von Tober, a former financial professional. This morning, the couple is meeting with their investors. Torrey Hunter, a former professional baseball player, and his wife, Katrina, have invested $250,000 in the Terry's business. A very profitable investment because the African-American community spends 10 times more than any other when it comes to cosmetics.
That profit is up as well, so this is going to be the most profitable month of this year. And once we're done, probably the most profitable month in the history of the company.
Ever. Oh, nice.
So,
Yeah, a good month. We're doing good. Our products are selling, and our goal is to be the #1 natural care for dry skin and dry hair, and we are getting up there on the charts.
We're trying to create a trend to dominate this market, and that's what all of us are trying to do. So what you're doing, you're on the right track. It's not the product that I invested in. I actually invested in the people. It's a great investment. You know, what's tripped out is that I've learned a lot about skincare. Now I take care of my body. You know, I think I'm metro sexy now, you know. So, you know, yeah, I'm metro sexy, you know.
This year, the brand made it onto the highly coveted list of America's 5,000 fastest growing companies. Only 100 black-run businesses in total made the cut.
We're ready. Get the team to open the drink. So we're gonna toast.
1, 2, 3.
I think it's 2% of women-owned businesses actually reach $1 million a year in revenue. So for us to, first off, be a Dallas company, be a Frisco company, be a woman-owned company, be a minority-owned company, we've got so many different things that could tell us no. We're just so proud of, and of course, having that opportunity to kind of beat those odds.
At 38 years old, the couple have achieved a level of success that's exceeded all of their expectations. They also apply this level of excellence inside their own home. The next morning, in their affluent residential area. Like a football team, the family, with their 3 children, have invented their own anthem, a kind of Christian battle cry.
Are you ready? Yes. Let's do it.
I am a child of God.
I am a child of God.
I am a warrior.
I am a warrior.
I am a Terry.
I am Terry.
I never give up.
I never give up.
I have
faith.
Faith that hard work will always lead to success. To motivate their children in their daily chores, Psyche and her husband are holding an awards ceremony.
Who's gonna get it? This award is going to someone who may have a smaller appetite.
Yeah.
They will eat as much as they possibly can. This award is going to go to none other than Faithy Terry. Yay! Good job, everybody. Working hard and earning is the behavior that we like to show in the house, because we know in the world in America that when you work hard, usually you get a payoff for it. So we would like to instill here at home that working hard equals winning something.
Having started from nothing, without a penny in their pocket, the couple embody the American dream, something they hope to pass on to their children.
Do you recognize yourself in the title Black Excellence?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I think Black excellence is the behavior of embodying what our ancestors, our Black African ancestors, hoped for.
Because Black people in the United States were limited and held down for almost 400 years, that's why Black excellence is so significant, and I'm glad. And we want them to know that it's a competitive world out there. There's always somebody else who wants to have the job they want or start the business they want, and try them to compete and compete well so they can give back and take care of their families like we've taken care of them.
As millionaires, Psyche and her husband are regularly invited to VIP events. Tonight, in stiletto heels, a sequin dress and diamond earrings, and a three-piece suit for him, they trade their family life for a glamorous Texan evening.
You like
Fabulous. I love it.
Thank you.
A telling symbol of their success is their acceptance into Dallas's white high society. Tonight, they've been invited to one of the city's most elegant hotels for a charity event. Barely 50 years ago, in times of segregation, they wouldn't even have been allowed to step foot in the door. How times have changed. Psyche and Von Tober are greeted like royalty and have perfectly mastered the art of posing on the red carpet.
1, 2, and 3.
This is Dallas's finest.
Lawyers, socialites, doctors, oil tycoons.
And the Terrys.
But just like the city's population, the crowd does remain predominantly white.
Where are the very successful African Americans? Well, they're not here. There's some here. And we've been intentional to speak to the ones that are here. We are 1%. We're in the 1% of the 1%, yes. We recognize that, we know it.
Among the 3% of African Americans belonging to the upper class, Psyche is among the wealthiest. And this new privileged status is her greatest achievement.
I would have never imagined in a million years that every weekend I'm at a gala, or every weekend I'm on a red carpet, or that I'm connecting with other people that I once looked up to, or that now people are looking up to me, or everywhere I look, people call me beautiful. I've worked darn hard for this, and I love my new reality.
Psyche and her husband expect to double their turnover within the next 5 years. While Black Americans like Psyche attempt to establish themselves in industries where they are still the minority, there is, and always has been, one area largely dominated by African Americans, the rap industry. Atlanta, in the southeastern United States, is the rap capital. Tonight, the Golden Youth are out discovering future talent.
Glad to see the giant.
Among them is 30-year-old Jessica, a young music video director.
I directed and produced it, and he edited it.
How does it feel to see yourself at your work on the track?
It feels really good to see, because recognition is always good for your work that you do.
Tonight, the video's artist, Richie Ree, is performing in one of the city's clubs.
People are coming along, we're coming together, we're rising, we're not stopping, our foot is on the throttle, well, we like to say our foot on their necks. So,
What does that mean?
X, that means I'm giving you pressure and I'm not coming up. Like, I'm going hard. That's what that means. So yeah, definitely. This is Black excellence at its finest and at its best in Atlanta.
A generation ready to give it their all and conquer the industry. But despite appearances, Jessica grew up in a very different environment to that of classic rap music videos. The next morning, accompanied by a friend, she goes to visit her father in his $7 million home.
Such a nice fall day.
Hey, what's up? How are you?
Hello.
Long time no see.
Yes, long time no see.
Her father made his fortune thanks to his transport business.
Every morning, waking up and just coming and sitting, having your coffee, and then looking out this sunrise, sunset. I know, it's really pretty. This is not a regular American house. This is when you've reached a certain level of success. for sure. Or levels of success. There's levels. This is my dad's dream home. So ever since I was a kid, he would say, when you get married at home, at a house with a lake in the backyard. So he manifested this. There's water, lake in the backyard. We need to wait for the wedding, but we also need the ring, but we also need the man.
But at least now we have the house, so that's what we did before.
We have the house that we will have the wedding at, so that's one step.
Yeah, you have to start somewhere.
Jessica and her family are part of the very exclusive club of those who earn over $200,000 a year. Growing up, she very quickly realized her privileged status.
In elementary school, the other African American kids treated me differently. It was because of where I lived, or how I lived and what I was provided for that they didn't have access to. What are you wearing? Why are you wearing that? We don't wear that. White people wear that. But why are you trying to be like the white people? Why do you talk like white people? It's not, I don't talk white, I talk proper. Or without a slang or the way that they would talk, I was talking white. When you think about that as a kid, that's a lot of pressure.
Speaking like a white woman while pursuing a career in the predominantly black world of hip-hop, Jessica is part of a new generation who are reinventing the rules. This has been the key to her success. But for other African Americans, assimilating into the white community in order to succeed is simply not an option. Recently, a new phenomenon has surfaced, shaking up the American economy. More and more black Americans believe that, to get to a position of stability, an economic revolution is needed. So they promote communitarianism. In short, making sure their dollars circulate exclusively amongst themselves. This is the Buy Black movement, and ever since the election of Donald Trump, the movement has been gaining momentum. We head to Chicago, in the north of the country, where this kind of ethnic consumption is very popular. Chicago, the city of Kanye West and Barack Obama, with one of the largest black populations in the country. This is where 48-year-old Maggie Anderson lives, one of the main ambassadors for the Buy Black movement. Accompanied by her 2 teenage daughters, she is visiting a spa around 30 miles away from her home. Not because it's the fanciest or most beautiful, but because it is owned by a black American family.
So good to see you. I tell you, come on in. Oh, everything looks great, as always.
Black women get their nails done. And 90% of them, I'm sure, at least go to mostly Asian American owned spas. And I promise you that 90% would prefer to go to a black owned nail salon, but they just don't have the choice.
Maggie is very committed to the cause and talks openly about it in a way that might be shocking to some.
So, this is what you have to work with. If Jasmine were to nick me right now, I'd say, Jasmine, come on, girl, watch it. I just feel that connection with her, and I can't say it's anyone's fault, but I don't feel that connection when I go to an Asian American-owned salon. So there have been problems in terms of the comfort level, the service, and the quality. So it's wonderful to be able to go to a place where you feel like you're cared about.
We definitely care about you.
In the next door room, Cara and Corey, just 12 and 14 years old, are similarly keen to take up their mother's fight.
I think it's important to support Black-owned businesses because there's not many out there that are as successful and known as a lot of other businesses.
I think it's really cool. We try to spread it a lot and tell our friends and stuff.
Together, Maggie and her husband earn over $300,000 a year. They live in Oak Park, a very affluent neighborhood in the eastern part of the city. Here, quite unusually, 20% of homemakers are African American, a sort of black Beverly Hills.
While we do want a high quality of life, that's important, we want to find a place where there are a decent amount of black people. It's very important. You also want to not be the only black person in the restaurant or in the store. You basically have one choice, and that's Oak Park.
Maggie has made the Buy Black movement her life's mission. Currently, 55% of the family's income is directly injected into the black economy. And it starts at home, in her pantry.
I usually don't do pastry. I usually do, this is a black-owned company that I love. They make champagne jam.
And it doesn't stop at jam. There are spices, honey, and even canned vegetables.
If I had my way, everything here would be filled with black-owned products.
They may be America's second largest community, but only 7% of US businesses are black-owned. This is why Maggie is doing all she can, from alcohol to beauty products and even her clothes. Trading a wardrobe full of Italian designers for black-designed outfits.
Shoes and purses. And look at these. Everyone likes these shoes. Look at that heel. It looks sexy with black-owned products, so it's really nice if I'm in a club or something like that, when people say, oh, those are great shoes, and I say, yes, and they're black-owned. So it's always nice to be able to say that.
A house full of black-made products is not enough for Maggie. Even when it comes to a doctor's appointment, it is out of the question for her to take her business to a white or other non-black doctor.
Hi, Dr. Cameron. We need to make an appointment for the girls, so can you please have someone call me back so I can schedule something for them?
She is prepared to go to great lengths to make sure of this. She even uses racial profiling based on the most common surnames in the black community.
I'll go to my insurance company website, and they have a link, find a doctor, and I just look at the names. And if the names sound like they may be black, I'll kind of put them in a list, and then I'll Google them to look at their faces, and then, oh, nope, nope, nope. I know that's very rudimentary, but that's one way that I look for black. I couldn't find any that way.
Maggie seems unfazed by discrimination.
Doctor, that's a major expense, and it's a big, so those big things we try to make sure that we do black. If I have the choice and I have the time, even if it's a pretty important thing, I will wait.
Maggie has become a real champion of this movement. She has spread the word across the United States, inviting all African Americans to follow her example, an evangelism which has been met with some criticism. There have been those who have labelled her racist, something she does not accept.
I'm not thinking that I hate white people or that white people have done this to me. I'm thinking what I need to do for black people. I really don't care about what white people say or don't say about their businesses. When people say, buy American, no one says, well, that means that you hate Mexico. That means that you hate China. That means that you hate Canada. No, it just means that we love America. And I say buy black, not because I hate people who are not black. It's just that black businesses are under-supported, and if I'm not going to support them, no one else will.
Over time, the activist has become a real-life detective, attempting to expose businesses that are white-owned but sell products specifically for the black community.
This is one of the most historic, largest black hair products ever.
This brand proudly boasts its family history, particularly its African-American origins. But when Maggie searches the site,
is I had to go to terms of use. Who is going to go to terms of use? Here I am in terms of use. Thank you for visiting our site, which is owned and operated by L'Oreal USA. That tells me, thank you, black woman, for giving me all your money and giving it to the L'Oreal family. I do believe that L'Oreal intentionally does not put their name on the company brand's website. If they were to know that the money that they spend on hair products, just like any other person, was going to the world's richest woman, and that she was white and in France, and from what I can see, not doing anything at all for the black community, would they still be buying these products? My job is to spread this truth.
Over the next few months, Maggie will attend dozens of conferences across the country where she will spread her message. But how do these new activists scope out products created exclusively by black people? We head to the southeast of the United States, Atlanta, where 54% of the city's population is African American. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthplace and Coca-Cola's headquarters are all found here. Atlanta has become the economic hub of the black elite. It is the capital of Georgia, the state second only to Washington with the most black-owned businesses. And in the city's suburbs, a company unlike any other has set up shop right next to the giant that is Amazon. 28-year-old Sharif Abdul Malik is the creator of this unique website.
What's going on?
Everything's good.
Everything's straight? Yeah. How did that puzzle piece do? The one right after that?
14,000 likes, 14,200.
So that means a lot of people viewed it.
Yeah,
Click insights?
Comments.
Oh yeah, so that's really good for a business.
Yeah.
Sharif, a young business graduate, very quickly sensed the potential of the growing Buy Black movement. So 3 years ago, he created WeBuyBlack.com, nicknamed the African American Amazon, a website selling purely black-created products, from clothes to household goods. With over 100,000 customers and nearly 1 million social media followers, his site has taken the community by storm.
So for a very long time, hundreds of years, we've always supported and bought white. This could be rooted from a lot of African Americans believing that the Caucasian was God. A lot of African Americans viewed white products and products sold from white people as superior products. So this was a statement and a reaction to say something different, to turn the table and say no longer will we buy white, but it's time for us to buy black.
In his 500-metre squared warehouse, Sharif stores products for several brands that are sold on his site. Among the flagship products, there is one that sells particularly well: boxers.
Everything good.
Good to see
Everything going, man.
Everything cool, man. Just on We Buy Black, we got a new banner.
Okay, nice.
There it is right there.
Oh yeah, I love that. No, 9 different styles here?
9 different styles, 3 in the pack. We got the Royale edition with the purple, burgundy, and royal blue.
Nice.
And then we got one more product coming out. I've been testing these out the prototype.
Okay.
Champ slides.
Nice.
I've been wearing them for 2 weeks straight.
Nice. They holding up well,
Holding up well.
Nice.
Vintage, but we jump started off WeBuyBlack.com. Without WeBuyBlack.com, I don't know where we'd be standing at right now. Yeah. So from the launch, there was a press release, and it was through We Buy Black, and that's what got us the momentum that we needed. So I can say we're doing much better thanks to We Buy Black. Very essential.
Thanks to Sharif's site, this entrepreneur is guaranteed more visibility, thus more sales. And among its customers...
Oh yeah, I'm wearing Champs right now. Yeah. I would show you, but, you know, if it was all men here...
Sharif's goal is to produce and stock as many everyday items as possible. So, following boxers and laundry detergent, the young entrepreneur is now moving on to dental hygiene.
Here is the first African-American owned toothbrush company. It's probably the first toothbrush. You know, we'll normally see white-skinned people on the back of products. So this right here is just probably the first toothbrush that ever has melanated models on the back of the packaging. In my years of living, I never saw it as well. Everything does not have to have a white person on it, that you can actually have black people in your products.
An all-black toothbrush. This may be Sharif's dream, but in an era of globalization, he has had to make some concessions.
This product here is made in China.
Is it made by black Chinese?
So that's a good question, though, because all over the world we get products made. You know, in China, they get their raw material from Africa.
The businessman has answers to everything. He is doing all he can to stimulate an all-black economy. And this afternoon, he is about to go even further. He is planning to empty his bank account. Why? His bank, one of the country's largest, is owned by a white man. And Sharif is not alone. Killer Mike, the famous rapper, has launched an appeal calling on all African Americans to transfer their money to one of the small list of black-owned banks.
You can go to your bank tomorrow. Take your money.
Megastars like Usher and singer Solange Knowles, Beyoncé's sister, have followed suit. Since then, the hashtag #BankBlack has been gaining popularity. So much so that over $20 million have been transferred to African American banks.
Well, it's important that our dollars in our community, you know, rest in a black-owned bank Mainly because we can trust that that these banks have the interests of our community in mind, that they would support businesses, support institutions, events, organizations in our community to help get us a lot further, that they have a higher percentage of making sure that those dollars circulate within the black community than a white-owned bank, definitely, or a non-black-owned bank, 100%.
This community bias is legal in the United States, and behold the sum about to flood the accounts of a black-owned bank, $350,000.
We'll go ahead on and put this where it belongs. Yep.
A gesture of activism. By doing this, Sharif aims to boost his community's wealth.
This is it. I feel lighter. I feel a whole lot lighter. Yeah, I actually waited for this, so yeah, I feel really good. Yeah, definitely.
In the not-too-distant future, Sharif plans to open the United States' very first supermarket exclusively managed and supplied by African Americans. Atlanta has become a sort of mecca for young African Americans in search of fame. A thriving economy, reasonable living costs, and great weather make the city particularly attractive to the younger generation. Another reason Atlanta appeals to so many wealthy African Americans is because of its highly developed luxury real estate. Atlanta is surrounded by elegant suburbs and XXL-sized homes. As a result, this new promised land is attracting more and more families each year. And when it does, luxury real estate agent Talia Diaz is here to welcome them. She first made a name for herself on a reality TV show where 6 real estate agents compete for the biggest sale.
You better watch out.
This November, in this war, the winner makes bank.
I have my clients for a reason.
Since then, she has become a key player in Atlanta's luxury real estate scene. And this morning, standing tall in her French-designed stiletto heels, she is meeting a millionaire couple for a viewing.
Congratulations.
Contrary to Chad's rap star image, he made his fortune in finance. His wife, Michaela, is a social media star. The couple, originally from Miami, have decided to leave everything behind to settle in Atlanta. They are about to view this 400-meter squared house, valued at $1,700,000.
Isn't it gorgeous? Nice. And I want you guys to take a look at the kitchen. I think it's going to be one of the most amazing parts that you guys are going to love.
This feels like home.
Yeah.
Talia, the super saleswoman, knows just how to pull in her potential buyers with American-style selling points.
I have another little surprise. Right here's the pantry, and it's a walk-in pantry also. So you can go in nice and deep.
Oh, wow.
Put all the kids' snacks away so that way they can't see it and can't find it.
Enough space. I might have to learn how to cook with a pantry like this.
All right, so I'm gonna give you guys a little glimpse, but this is a great entertaining space for you. Amazing pool.
Despite what one might expect, according to Talia, this luxury house is entry-level.
In Atlanta specifically, a lot of African Americans or black families can easily afford this. I mean, you hear Mickey and Chad just say, like, oh my God, this is nothing. This is easy. 1.7, that's all? That's something here in Atlanta. So Atlanta is like the go-to for houses this massive.
Michaela and Chad will be able to enjoy a home cinema. A playroom for the children. 3 bedrooms and a marble bathroom.
This is amazing.
Right?
Are the floors heated?
Yes, the floors are heated too.
This house is a lifelong dream for the couple.
Let's practice the separate vanities.
Yeah.
You go over there.
Where I was the first person to become wealthy in my family.
We work very, very hard, and it's to be able to have a comfortable lifestyle, to afford amenities like double vanities and big showers. It's definitely motivation to keep working hard.
Oh, it's wonderful working with my own community and helping everyone else and just showing them the options that you have. Atlanta is an awesome area to do all of that in. It's absolutely wonderful. I mean, the city rings black excellence, period.
As the viewing comes to an end, the couple are sold. They make an immediate offer without negotiating.
exciting. Let me get you guys in your house.
Thanks to this sale, Talia will pocket a $50,000 commission. Definitely something to smile about.
But yeah, this was a piece of cake, so thank God.
Back home, Talia is in full getting ready mode. Tonight, the Queen of Real Estate has organised a private party to celebrate her success. As she often does, she has hired a professional makeup artist who is also African American.
I trust her. I have no clue what she did. I just know I have something on my eyes that's dark, and that's all I'm going for. What is it, smoky eye? Yeah, okay, see. Ooh. Oh, I like it. It looks so good, Tavia.
Talia is a single mother, so the young woman rarely has a minute to herself. She scoops up her youngest, who is 7 months old, and turns to help Giselle, her 5-year-old, who's doing her homework.
So, click math.
Fortunately for her, Talia can afford daily childcare. A black babysitter, of course.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave that there. I have to run, hurry up and get dressed. I have my driver pulling up in a few minutes. 5 minutes, oh great. Okay, we are ready. Ready. You gotta see this.
Talia is ready to celebrate her success in her sequined mini dress. Her party is taking place in downtown Atlanta, around 25 miles from her home. And like a true star, the real estate agent will arrive fashionably late.
It says I am 45 minutes away.
Gosh, okay.
I'm arriving on BP time, which is black people time, which means you're gonna always be like 30 minutes to an hour late. Yes, so I'll be there.
1.5 hours later.
Yep, right here. Just stop right here. Yep, right here. That's perfect, thank you.
Talia has finally arrived. She makes a beeline for her party planner and gives some final instructions.
We're talking about the balloons. Do you want to put them here? Because they can't
for the
fit in that
house?
corner. Yeah, they can't fit
That's
in that
cool,
corner.
put them there, that's fine.
Okay.
Put that there.
Talia's agency is doing very well. Thanks to her sales, she earns an average of nearly $200,000 in commission each month. So to show off her success, she's taken over one of the most exclusive clubs in the city. And it is not just any club.
This club has had every celebrity you can imagine, every rapper, every athlete that has came through Atlanta has actually stopped here. One thing about this club and several other clubs here in Atlanta is that they are black owned, which is really awesome. It's full of black entrepreneurs, honestly.
In Atlanta, the number of African Americans earning over $200,000 a year has tripled over just a few years. Wealthy graduates, bankers, lawyers, and doctors. Tonight, the room is filled with those who have successfully defied the statistics, far removed from black stereotypes. A very wealthy class, proudly displaying their success, American style.
It's more like a life achievement award. We're looking at diamonds. I don't know the VS quality though.
I love diamonds. So yes, you're looking at diamonds. And this is my logo. This is my business card.
They have all come to support Talia, because in Atlanta, the black community is particularly tight-knit.
She sold me my house, so she's a friend and a colleague, so I just came to support her.
And I'm excited for her because she is in the embodiment of black excellence.
I'm here to support Talia. You know, she's come a long way. This is Black Mecca. You know, this is the home of most African Americans. You know, and I think there's a lot of successful African Americans here. We're very proud of it.
Amongst this crowd of Atlanta's elite, only one white American is in attendance. An imbalance which doesn't seem to shock the young real estate professional.
I mostly work with Hispanics and African Americans. You know, I got to learn their ways, how they do things, so that way I can better adapt to them and create a connection with them. I think it's a nice change. Because everybody likes to, especially here in the United States in today's day and age, race is such a big thing. And I hate that because it puts such limitations on so many things.
The evening has been a success for Talia. She has spread the word about her agency to many of Atlanta's affluent African Americans. and she may have even come away with a few more contracts.
Everybody's been able to network and, you know, just have new relationships, meet each other and everything else, and it's been fabulous. I can't ask for anything better, honestly. It's been fabulous.
Has some business been made tonight?
Heck yes! I got 3 deals hopefully coming up. I got $6, so I'm excited. I'll have money for Christmas and my birthday, so I'm happy. Real ass bitch getting fucked by the nigga. Big Birkin bags, hold 5, 6 figures. Ice on my wife.
Much like Talia and her glamorous guests, the new Black American elite is everywhere, integrating into all professional circles, even the highest stratospheres of power. We head to Washington, the country's capital. Whilst 90% of African Americans vote Democrat, Barack Obama's former party, one young politician has created the blexit movement, a combination of the words black and exit, playing on the British Brexit. Her goal? To try and convince black people to vote for the Republican Party. Today, just a short distance away from the White House, she is the guest of honor at a young black conservatives convention.
Slavery never really ended, it just became more modernized. Now the slavery is ideological by telling us that we have to essentially think only in terms of one party line, and we constantly help them. Our communities are an absolute disaster. We've gotten nothing in return. So we're still the slaves that are doing free work and the masters are benefiting. Today, and you're a conservative, you
According to Miss Owens, African Americans are slaves to the Democratic Party, some extremely controversial political ideas which have appealed to radicals around the world. She's even been invited to conferences across the Atlantic. In Paris in September 2019, Owens was the invited guest at a political convention affiliated with the French far right.
What do I have the week after this week coming up?
Then you have that one event in Wisconsin, Seattle, Documentaries.
Oh, yeah. Hello.
I'm
How are
François.
you? Hi, François.
The Convention of the Right, organised by Marion Maréchal Le Pen, former member of the French National Front. At her side, Robert Ménard and Gilbert Collard.
Il n'y aura aucune rupture véritable s'il n'y a pas de réforme de la Constitution.
Thank you so much. Yours was so great. It was interesting to listen to you.
You understood?
Oh yeah, I had someone, he was interpreting for me the whole time. Yeah, really important stuff. I think you brought up some really good points about ecology.
The young politician receives the warmest of welcomes by Marine Le Pen's niece.
This is absolutely amazing. What a warm welcome. Thank you guys so much for having me.
And as for the rest of the audience, François de Voyer, the convention organizer, is so starstruck he slips up on his geography.
C'est un peu la Marion d'Outre-Manche. On ne sait pas quel sera leur avenir, mais on sait qu'elles auront un grand avenir. Nous avons 2 femmes qui vont compter dans les années à venir et qui n'ont surtout pas peur de la pensée unique, qui n'ont pas peur de ce qu'elles vont raconter, qui assument ce qu'elles sont.
Candace Owens doesn't only appeal to the French far right. Back in Washington, her ideas are also gaining traction.
She empathizes. She doesn't sympathize for people. That's what Obama, if we're using an example, or in these presidencies have done for people. They sympathize for the people. They pity. I feel bad for you. Candace Owens is not a woman of that nature. She is, I am your pain, and I want you to succeed, and I've done it, and you can do it too.
Exactly.
Follow my lead, I will show you.
Candace Owens is the strongest female political figure that I have ever seen.
And I want to encourage more people to stop supporting the failed democratic policies that have destroyed the black communities.
African Americans will no longer be left out of the conversation. And the takeover has only just begun.